This is Resonite. It's a social VR platform where you can create things inside the game. I made a video about Resonite on launch day. The platform showed a lot of potential, but it was mostly just a scramble to figure out what's new. Regardless, the Resonite team saw my video and they liked it. In fact, they liked it so much they offered to sponsor this follow-up. Look, my opinions are my own though, and I've got questions. Most importantly, what are people doing with Resonite? Is there anything worth checking out? Did anyone figure out the UI? I can tell you right now, there's a genuinely passionate community of creators here, and I would like to share with you how they're building a new virtual universe. Starting with the most common creations in Resonite, well, just items. One of the first things you'll notice in Resonite is your inventory, which acts more like a file storage space. It's common for people to fill this inventory with interactive toys, tools, and even stuff like vehicles. Sharing and tinkering with items is a form of active play here. People take out things they found are made and use it as a way to break the ice. It's very similar to showing off cool avatars or worlds, but with the added benefit of being able to hand something over to a friend.
If you see somebody wandering around with what looks like a prop weapon, there's a 98% chance it's a functioning weapon. We actually get disappointed when somebody brings in something cool looking and it doesn't do anything.
Worlds like Soko's library act as a repository for shared folders, while others like Gearbell's Toy Shop provide interactive demos. It's not all just toys, there are some very useful tools out there. Even the UI can be upgraded. If you're running into some sort of problem, there's probably a tool that can fix it. There are some things I've run into, like disabling full body trackers, that I feel like should just be game features, but I digress. The community fills in the gaps. Resonite isn't the only game where that happens. Should you be interested in making or tweaking items, finding the appropriate programming nodes and understanding the terminology can be a bit tricky. Once you get over that hurdle though, simple items can be prototyped on the fly. This leads to what I'm calling impulsive creativity, as people seemingly make whatever ideas come to their heads, whether they solve problems or just provide amusement. You can script more than just items though, so why not add some functionality to yourself? Players can also add functionality to their avatars, matching the personality of the character. These can affect themselves and other players, making some avatars a bit more dangerous.
I'm not safe in this game, guys.
Even the movement of your avatar can be swapped out if you're more into flying, swimming, or hopping around. Therefore, characters feel less like visual tricks and more present in the world. If you want to really embody a persona, abilities and all, I think Resonite is a great platform to build that experience.
A lot of people will stick to like one or two avatars and they'll just sort of build them up over time. And like I was saying before, like people just sort of collaborate. So if you're hanging out in a session with somebody and you're like, it would be really silly if my avatar did this, then people will just start doing it. You know, they don't like go into some other application or anything like that. They just start messing with it. And like you said, you just end up with like a bag of tricks sometimes where people have like 50 different things for avatars.
This is all super fascinating to me. It's something I see rarely elsewhere, but I think some people are more interested in exploring. So let's move on to worlds. First up is Cloudscape Harvest by the Hardlight team. Grow, collect, and sell crops to slowly turn an empty field into a thriving farmland. It's a simple concept that's well executed, and the map has a trick up its sleeve. These data orbs hold all the information about your farm. They can be saved to your inventory and spawned later to load player progress. This world also works as a chill hangout spot. I know a lot of active instances in Resonite are grid space, meaning empty voids where people are 10 dev panels deep into developing their own projects. I think going to a chill world is the best way to say you're in the mood to just hang out. Another one to look at is Sigil Island. This world has a relaxed atmosphere and a fishing sim, so you can hang out with your friends and pull something out of the water. Okay, so what about something more adventurous? This is Recursion Lab by Team Vibes. First off, I am absolutely enamored with the aesthetics of this building. The world is illuminated with a colorful projector, which you can toy with and create dazzling effects. If you're more musically inclined, why not play something on the Thongophone? Yeah, I kinda had to dig for that name. Otherwise, toss in the RC boats and have a race around the lake. Other worlds are designed to help you make things. Ironworks allows you to forge your own sword, customizing it with various items around the workshop. Give the dragon a cookie and he'll light up the fire, letting you shape your metal ingots into a mighty blade. The sword comes with a built-in damage system, so you can experiment and figure out how different materials affect the final result. Okay, we've got one more to share. Narrative adventure isn't anything new in the VR space, although tightly crafted experiences can be rare gems. Now if there's one group proving that Resonite can do it too, it's the Neolanders with Save the Ring, a bit of a self-indulgent story that puts you, dear user, as the chosen hero of a group of space travelers. Utilize your Resonite building tools as superpowers to defeat a universal threat. It features voiced NPCs and plenty of puzzles along the way. Mimicking the functionality of Resonite's creation lends itself to some unique solutions. Quest for the Ring is also a testament to how powerful Resonite's collaborative environment can be. Creating a narrative adventure can be very time-consuming. However, every map in this section was created for the Metaverse Maker Competition, an event run by the non-profit Creator Jam.
So, my name is RustyBot. I was the project lead. I'm part of the Neolanders, which is the little ring badge on the end there. We built this map for MMC 2024. That is a month-long thing where before February, you're not allowed to do anything. No planning, no writing things down. Basically, you can just think about it. During February, you have to do all of your planning, all of your asset gathering and creating, all of the programming, animating, barring a couple models like avatar animatronics and some sound effects that were grabbed from outside was collected and put into place during February entirely. The Neolanders, there are 16 of us, and I would say about 12 were like actually really on, and then the rest, helped out in a couple places here and there.
Most game devs use assets from a variety of sources, like 3D models, textures, and sounds. But I rarely see people using features like Unity Collaborate to work on projects at the same time. Resonite's collaborative environment is enabled by default.
What gets me coming back here is how easy it is to experiment and collaborate with other people. We could both be looking at the exact same thing, so it's very easy for people to kind of share their knowledge and experiment together, which just makes development like a very different process in here, but it's very fun.
A surprising amount of worlds have entire teams behind them. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'll include some more in the background and let you discover them yourself. After all, the world browser can be a bit intimidating. A number of worlds in Resonite do simply exist to showcase technical capabilities of the engine. I wouldn't say these are quite ready for a casual audience, but keep in mind, it's only going to grow from here. The more systems like world saving, NPC pathfinding, vehicles, and prefabs, the easier it will be for the next generation of creators to bring their work to life in Resonite. I'd like to see more experiences built on top of these systems to really push the capabilities of the game. Resonite is completely free to download on Steam. If you're interested in supporting the future of Resonite, you could check out their Patreon. You get an increased storage space for all your goodies, and at the higher tiers, software to host your own headless server. Okay, so we're talking items, avatars, and worlds. What else are people making in Resonite? Well, content, of course, like the video you're watching. This section is a little self-indulgent, but I think other creators should take note, especially 3D VTubers. Sure, the game has some inbuilt OBS and Twitch integration, but I never saw how far it can go. Creators like Gearbell have made items to help with their video production. They're mostly purpose-made for now, but I think there's room for common tools to be developed. The Metaverse Maker Competition also produces their live streams inside of Resonite.
And every year they do a stream where they kick things off on twitch.tv, where they explain the rules and what the awards are going to be and stuff like that. And then they host an award ceremony later. That needs a world to present in. We made a whole new world that was built around their theming, which was like 90s web core, low bitrate old computer stuff.
It's a great demo of custom camera controls, world animations, and live stream integration. Making something like this is quite involved. However, I've seen streamers invest hours into complex environments and run multiple programs. I don't think it's out of the question to build your stream setup in Resonite. There's also Battle Night, which is an upcoming event by Resonite. It's still pretty early in production, but it promises laser battles, vehicle races, and a NASA rover boss battle, so I'll for sure be checking it out in the future. I hope this video provided some insight as to how people are using Resonite right now. It's a bit unlike anything else out there. And for anyone looking to make stuff in Resonite, I asked for one piece of advice for beginners looking to get started.
Definitely start small. Start small. Like, this took a team of people, and it took like at least a couple weeks to get together. If you were going to make something, you would want to start with like making a little tool. If you wanted something slightly more advanced, like making something like just the way the mouse works. Check out the wiki, go on the Discord. Every Tuesday, like Probable Prime, one of the developers, he just hosts open questions for things like if people don't understand something or not sure how like a component works, you actually just ask and he'd be like, I'm not sure how it works either. We'll look at the code right now, and he'll like see how it functions and answer questions and stuff. So there's still some documentation that's like harder to find, but it gets better every day. Like, people are always updating the wiki with something new.